Here's one artist that definitely should be replaced by an AI. Okay, this guy. What's the opposite of artificial intelligence? Actual stupidity. And here it sits before you in the form of Mr. Scott Adams, the creator of the, I was going to say beloved, but that's probably an overstatement. The creator of the marginally respected comic strip Dilbert, formerly marginally respected comic strip Dilbert.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's
what? 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 So let's hear that again. Let me make sure I'm fully comprehending this. Okay, make sure I'm fully comprehending what's being said here.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group.
No. No. That's not what? Okay, first of all, not okay with doesn't necessarily mean hate. So if you were to say, like, if you were to interview like 100% of Nazis about Jews, you're not gonna find that, like, nearly half of all Nazis say that Jews are not okay. Like, that's not enough to be qualified as a hate group. To be a hate group, 100% have to hate the target, okay? That's hate group levels. Second of all, you cannot declare a race of people to be a hate group. Even if 100% of black people hated white people, that wouldn't make them a hate group. Like, because a hate group is about an ideological affiliation. It's not about happenstance of skin tone plus widespread agreement with X, Y, or Z statement. That doesn't qualify you as a hate group.
That's a hate group.
And
I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just
This dude literally, I mean, like, okay, believing this dumb shit is one thing. Believing that you're going to say this and then major publications are going to continue to run your syndicated comic strip. Like, you have officially just jettisoned your brain into space, good sir. You literally just uttered the sentence without a hint of irony. My advice to white people is to stay the hell away from black people. Like, that's racism. That's segregation. It's unambiguous. It's unambiguous. There's no goddamn pretense under which that's justified. Okay, you know what? If there was a virus that was, for some reason, all it did to white people was give them the sniffles, but it killed black people, then the sentence, my advice to white people is to stay the hell away from black people, then it would make sense. But under pretty much any other circumstance, no. Not a good idea. So second of all, let's look at this poll here. So this is the data published by Rasmussen in this poll. And it says, do you agree with this statement? It's okay to be white. So first of all, it's okay to be white has been used as a dog whistle by like a bunch of people who don't think it's okay to be black. Like, this is literally terminology that's been appropriated by racists who basically go around using it's okay to be white as code for white supremacists. The whole point is they go out there as a crazy Nazi, say like, it's okay to be white. And then when someone's like, F you, they're like, oh, wow. So I guess you're saying it's not okay to be white, proving that you're the real racist. So it's basically just like a psyop tactic that's like super basic in nature and yet was effective at fooling Scott Adams. Not only that, but like, if you look at this poll, Let's see. Someone told me this poll's numbers don't even add up right. So let me see if that's true. Maybe this is like a corrected version. But they say, okay, so 42% plus 11% plus 8% plus 2% plus, oh wait, I straight over to the wrong category. So let's see, 42 plus 11 plus 8 plus 18 plus 21. So that it does equal 100% here. So I heard some people saying earlier that like an earlier version of this poll actually tabulated up to like 111 or 113%, but this appears to have corrected numbers. So the question was asked, do you agree or disagree with the statement, it's okay to be white? So 42% of black people agree with the statement. 11% somewhat agree with the statement. 8% somewhat disagree. 18% strongly disagree. And 21% are just not sure. Like, basically, like, I don't really understand this question. What are you even asking me here? What? What does that mean? By the way, when it comes to, like, just adults in general, the percent that agree is 58%. The not sure is 17. The strongly disagree is 6. The somewhat disagree is 6. The somewhat agree is 14. So then they were asked a follow-up question. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Black people can be racist too. So among black people, 42% said they can also be racist. 24% said they somewhat agree with that. 12% say they somewhat disagree. 15% said they strongly disagree. And 8% are not sure. So, like, the majority of black people seem to agree that black people can be racist, which I think would put a damper in a lot of people. Like, the thing about this is, like, this is a Rasmussen poll. It's a random ass survey of 1,000 American adults. Rasmussen is not exactly well respected as, like, this is great for polling data. Yeah, they've published some pretty questionable results in the past, and like the fact that they used the verbiage of like a known, well-publicized dog whistle. And by the way, which group of people is going to be most keenly aware of that dog whistle? Black people. So like what you basically go to them with a white supremacist talking point and say like, hey, do you agree with this white supremacist talking point? And they're like, no, I don't think I do. And it's like, aha! So you're saying it's not okay to be white, which means, of course, you hate white people, which means, of course, that you're a hate group, which means, of course, that we don't have to associate with you black people because you're a hate group that hate us. And this dumb on the screen, not me, I'm a dumb too, but this guy's way dumber than I am. This dumb on the screen right now, Scott Adams, was so dumb that he fell for this. And he didn't even know about the psyop that was being pulled. And when he found out about it, he just doubled down because whatever, his career is already destroyed anyway.
Get the f away. Wherever you have.
I agree. You know what? Here's my advice to all people, not just white, not just black. Here's my advice to all people. Stay away from Scott Adams. In fact, you know what? He's not even Scott Adams anymore. He's just Dilbert. This guy is Dilbert. He's racist Dilbert. And he doesn't deserve any more of your attention. This is officially the last time we will ever pay him any mind. It's the first time I've ever paid him any mind. That's not true. You know what? I'll tell you. I did used to read the Dilbert comic when I was a kid. I know, it's kind of weird, a weird comic to be into as a kid because it's all about office stuff. It's all about, you know, the workplace. And I was a little kid. I had no idea what the office was like or the office politics. But, you know, I still kind of liked it. And I liked Dogbert, this little megalomaniacal talking dog. I thought he was pretty cool. And, you know, I liked the Dilbert cartoon. I even read one of Scott Adams' books once upon a time. And I thought he was a pretty funny guy. But, you know, this what a dork. And what a dipshit. Now, I knew he was turning into a dipshit when he started loving Trump so much, when he started sucking the Trump dick nonstop. Isn't it funny, by the way, that within just a few years of going MAGA, he's saying, like, white people, stay the hell away from blacks. They're a hate group. Like, You just go from like normal, average, everyday cartoonist to stay away from the blacks. They're a hate group. Like, just like that. Oh man, I liked Dilbert growing up, but I mean, I'll never give a shit about that again, and I'll never give a shit about Scott Adams, racist Dilbert ever again either. You know, I mean, like if this was like if this was like the Bill Watterson or whatever, like the creator of Calvin and Hobbes that said this, I'd look the other way. I mean, I'd still criticize it, but I'd still read Calvin and Hobbes because it's good enough that I'm not gonna let it. I'm not gonna give it up for a flawed creator. You know what I mean? But Dilbert, to the rubbish bin with it. Goodbye. Goodbye, Dilbert. Dilbert's not worth dealing with this kind of bullshit over. It's just not worth it. This is not worth it, man. It's not good enough. Yeah, I'm done with Dilbert. I'm done with popcorners, and I'm done with most remakes, reboots, sequels, whatever. I'm done with that. No thank you on that one. Yeah, how long before he has a Daily Wire show? I've seen a lot of people say he's going to get a Daily Wire show. Dude, if you go to his YouTube channel, even with this controversy, there's not too many people watching, okay? Like, yeah, he's gotten a little boost from it, but in the long run, there's nothing that's really going to get people to watch Scott Adams do a podcast or a show because he's a boring dude. He's like, no amount of agreeing with a bunch of chuds and stroking their cocks is ever going to change the fact that he's an unwatchable, listless screen presence that pretty much sucks all the air and joy out of the room the minute he starts to talk, okay? In fact, the only thing that Scott Adams could do to actually get me to care about Scott Adams for 5 seconds is say something so mask-off, dog-whistly, Ku Klux Klan level racist that I could no longer ignore him.